Hello, everyone. My name is Dhruv Jain, and I'm working as a software engineer at Gojek from the past 2 years. I've been associated with RocketChat in 2021, so it was a very good ride being associated with RocketChat, and I'll tell you why in the upcoming slides. So today I'll be presenting you the practical approach to ace your GSoC Safari and to just give you a brief about my journey in RocketChat, basically the products or the softwares or the projects that I've worked with, worked on actually were Leaderboard, RC for Git, RC for Community, and in my GSoC project, introducing audio calls to live chat. It is very like heartwarming to see the two projects, RC for Git and RC for Community, are still thriving. And these were the two ideas that I, Singh, and Murtaza and Rohan we all brainstormed on and uh, just performed few spikes and just checked the future scope of these two projects. And it's really good to see that these projects are being worked upon in the consequent these GSoC years. So it's been a long day, and I'll be more of summarizing most of the points that the folks have already shared in their presentation. So I'll be going through the preparation phase for your proposal submission. It won't be the contents of your proposal, the winning proposal that you'll write, but you have already heard about the contents, right? So I'll be sharing what goes into the preparation, how to generate that content to write that winning proposal, right? So the next up, I'll be sharing the my views on the community bonding period, how we should go about it, and then the opportunities that lie ahead of your open source contribution. And just it's just not the GSOC, right? It's contributing to the open source that matters, and I'll tell you why and how. And in the closing notes, I'll be sharing the key two principles or the values that I think you folks should carry with you in the upcoming season. So let's just get started. So the first part of my presentation, as the title says, is the preparing for the proposal, right? So it is never the thing that one will come to the platform 2 weeks before the proposal submission date, and he'll write a proposal on his own without getting any reviews or any comments and just submit and expect that he'll be selected in the program, right? So it's definitely not that the case. So what I think the key to preparing or writing that winning proposal is to getting started early, right? The more early you start, the better you will be off. So the first thing that we I'll reflect upon my journey a little bit. Uh, like when I came to RocketChat, the thing that I aimed at was to make an impact and make the impact at scale, right? And chatting is one of the features or the products that provides the scale, right? That every individual needs, and automatically the companies or the organizations need to build that product at scale to serve those number of people. So the only thing that I brought with me was this thing, my aim, the curiosity, right? The first thing that I did coming to the platform was getting to know the platform better, like what exactly it is, how is it different from the other competing platforms, and what features does it provide. So, in order to contribute to any software, what I think or recommend is that you should be a user for that software first, right? So that will be my one of the key takeaways before getting started and before you contribute to any of the projects. So the next key thing is, is actually the best part that RocketChat provides to the students or to the developer community as a whole, is the platform where you can brainstorm. And the platform is the by platform what I mean is the period which is well ahead of the GSoC period, well ahead of the announcement of the GSoC period actually. uh, the team behind this is Singh and his team is always working hard, achieving the good things about the open source. So these guys start creating the channels early on. And if I remember correctly, I joined the platform in December of my session, right, in 2020 actually, and got my GSoC in 2021. So I started early. At that point of time, I got to know Rohan, and we worked on the project called RC for Git, and I never knew that the benefits that it'll help me get would be like out of the world. Like I do not have words to say that, and I'll share with you in a bit, like why I'm saying this. So the next thing is so you have already heard Murtuza saying about like he started a bit late, right, compared to his peer GSoC contributors. And the key thing that made an impact or made the difference uh, in getting that project was the basic application that he worked upon using the hacky ways, or the simplest form of the application that he made was the thing that made the difference, right? So, in order to, I'll just formalize the thing that Murtaza said in a bit industrial way, right? That we all use today as an industry practice, actually. And right now, as well, I'm working on a spike in Gojek to get on to the next big feature that we are eyeing in the next quarter. So, what Spike is actually a methodology in software engineering where a developer uses the simplest or the hackiest, or and it's the fastest way. You do not need to build the first version or the Spike, what I call the best product. It's just that it will help you get uh, the insights to the project. Trust me, like without doing a spike, you'll never know the internals of the project, and it there are quite high chances that you'll get your timeline wrong. Firstly, so spike is that critical thing that we all should strive for before submitting our proposal. And spike is the thing that gives you the content to write on your winning proposal, actually. So uh, coming on to the next point, like after you have submitted your proposal and waiting for the results, if you have been contributing for a long time, like maybe starting December or January, I'll recommend that you should take rest, not just try to contribute more and more, and just relax and recharge yourself to contribute better for the upcoming session that you'll be in, right? And for the folks that who started late, I would recommend that this period would be your period to uh, get to know your mentors or get to know the project better, right? And after you get your results, the community bonding period starts, and that is when all the official students start to work on their projects. So this is the time, or I would say this is the time you'll need to communicate a lot with your mentors actually, and that is the best thing that you can do early on, and plan a solid foundation for your project. So now, if you ask me, like whether contributing to open source was a life-changing decision for me, I would definitely say yes, it was, and I'll tell you why. Uh, I started my journey, as I said, in December, right? And I was working with Rohan and Singh and Murtuza while then on RC for Git, which is a simulation of Gitter chat product that is now acquired by Elements, right? So we were trying that, and during that time, I found a bug in the GitHub Enterprise system, right? And that bug was a very high critical bug, which could have an impact to the millions of users and the organizations also. And I never knew that it is so critical, and that was the thing that made me submit that bug as a POC to the community or the organization GitHub. And I never knew that I would be awarded for that. And I was named under a CV. A CV was named under me for that, and I was rewarded a GitHub bug bounty hunter tag, as well as a bug bounty of 10,000 USD dollars for that. So in terms of opportunities, the opportunities you won't even think of that you'll get from this open source, contributing to open source, right? So there's no dearth of opportunities out there. So not only the GitHub thing, apart from that, since I was working with RocketChat, right? It's a chatting solution, and while giving interviews at Gojek, I was assigned to a team where MQTT is used as a protocol to serve variety of use cases. A variety of use cases, I would say, those use cases are like chat or pushing notifications, or like pushing driver bids or order status from the backend to the mobile clients. And doing this requires you to work with product distributed systems, and that too at scale, like scale in the numbers, I would say 2 to 3 million, right? And that is what I wanted from the starting. And Rocket Chat was able, like contributing to Rocket Chat was the thing that helped me get there, right? So yeah, so while closing, I'll share with you the two key values or principles that you should take away from this summit. And the first one is contributing to open source is never a competition. I repeat, it's never a competition actually. Just think of this as I'm not saying that you shouldn't copy, or just you shouldn't take away the good things from your peers. You should do that, but you shouldn't do it in a negative sense, right? And I'll share you an incident, like my experience during my project, right? I applied, or I submitted my proposal for only one idea, and that was introducing audio video calls to live chat. And during that time, there was another peer mate, right, called Deepak, who was also working on this same proposal, and he was also contributing a lot in RocketChat. And so there's only one seat, or you can say slot, in GSoC for one project, right? But RocketChat made it possible. uh, RocketChat split that project into two halves, as it was quite a big project, and at that point of time, uh, we didn't have the scheme of short and long form of projects that is there now, right? So that was a big project, and RocketChat split that project into two projects. One was the audio calls, and the other was the video calls. Most of the parts were overlapping, but uh, the thing is that if you are contributing seriously, right, and you are showing your worth, you'll never go empty-handed out of this organization. There's always a way that RocketChat will make it possible for you to work, and I'll and I'm saying that GSoC, like Google Summer of Code, like there's nothing about the tag actually. The main thing is about contributing to open source. That make a difference, right? So the second thing that I'll share with you is the be curious and courageous, right? I think Siddharth also mentioned this curiosity in his presentation, right? And I second that. Why? Because this is the only thing that will that help you get on the other side of the line, right? If you won't have the curiosity and the courage also, you won't able to make it through, right? It's the curiosity that drives you to work on the projects, and don't fear from the big like thousands of lines of code. Just stay with it, and I can assure you that you'll be able to do it. So with this, the floor is open for Q&A. If you have any questions, I would love to answer that.
All right. Thank you, Dhruv. Yeah, let's take the chance. If there's anyone who wants to ask questions directly to Dhruv, you can ask them here. I've seen someone raise their hands. You can also like jump in and ask in the mic. And if there is anyone else you would like to ask questions to as well, feel free to say it on the channel, and we will try to get them up here on the stage to talk.
There's one question that I can see by Samad. Is that
Yes.
how did I encounter the bug, and what was that bug? Uh, I was working on the like integrating the APIs, working. I was figuring out the APIs, right, to make a connection with our RocketChat server. So at that point of time, I was going through the API documentation of GitHub, and at that, the bug that I found was in the authorization part of that API, where using any arbitrary, basically a token in the HTTP request, I was able to bypass the authorization for that resource that I was trying to access using the API. So basically, I was able to then, without having the private access to the orgs or the person's repositories, I was able to view all the private repositories and the metadata related to those repositories using that API. And it was a unique experience for me as well. I instantly got Rohan on the call after getting after confirming it myself, and then I got on a call with Rohan, told him this, and then I told him that let's try to file it, and if you want to stay on the call, it's your choice, but it's about open source, right? Peer helping the other guy, right? That's the beauty of open source. And he stayed on the call with me for the entire day. I did the recording of the POC, figured out all the steps how to file the bug, and did that, and it was quite rewarding actually. And you never know like when you'll hit the next big bug in maybe a Google or Facebook or anything. Yeah. uh, okay, then I'll move on to the last slide. If you want to reach me out, you can do it on Twitter. My handle is Dhruv _99, and I'm also available on LinkedIn, GitHub, and if you want to follow my work, what I do at Gojek, I try to publish my blogs on Medium. So there my handle is Dhruv.Jain99, and you can always ping me anytime on Rocket Chat open server. Thank you.